What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast, and we are live, man. Live on here on this great Tuesday. What's today? Tuesday the 27th. I am your boy West Coast, man. We have ourselves a good show. Shout out to everybody that's going to tune in. Shout out to Cowboys Experience, the official sponsor of Dallas Cowboys Scouting. Shout out to Gridiron Gang. Remember, if you have a child who is between the age of 3rd grade and 8th grade, and you want them to play in the premier all-star game for kids between the age of 3rd grade and 8th grade that is run by Dallas Cowboy fans, make sure you inbox your boy West Coast at Gridiron Gang at yahoo.com. Hey, so let me get on here, say some shout-outs to some people that we got tuning in already. What's up with you, D-Money? What's up with you, Antonio? What's up with you, Aaron? What's up with you, Mike Luna? Hey, if I say your name, please give your boy a share. Rita, what's up with you, Rita? Steven, how you doing, Steven? Hey, man, Facebook is tripping on me sharing my own content, so I'm going to need you guys to help your boy out. Once I say your name, please give your boy a share. Susan, how you doing, Miss Susan? Marcy, how you doing, Scout? How you doing? Who else we got up in here? Donald, what's up with you, Donald? How you doing, big dog? Vincent, how you doing, Vincent? Let's see who we got on YouTube real quick. Once you come in, make sure you say your hi, your hellos, so we can get right to this show, man. Let me see. All right, and what's up with you, Sonia? What's up with you, is it Roy TX26? How you doing, man? How you doing, big dog? So it looks like we got everybody on here, all the usuals. What's up with you guys? We got 50 people on here now. I appreciate you guys. Zeke signed, shared. Are you Zeke? I think you're saying. Are you asking me, or are you just making a statement? I think he's making a statement. All right. So first thing I want to talk about, because we got about 50 some people on here. I know we're gonna get it up to 100 because you guys are aggressive about sharing, and I appreciate you so much. Vincent, what's up with you? Michael, what's up with you? Tomas, what's up with you? Who else? Ricky, what's up with you? All right, so yo, man, we got enough people on here. Let's go ahead and rock and roll, man, so we can get you guys back onto your day. Marty says shared. Hi, West Coast, love your show. Thank you for always keeping us informed. I appreciate you, Miss Marty. Quincy Williams, what's up with you? Alfredo, what's up with you? Tony P, what up with you, Scout? Naomi, Shane, what's up with you guys? Remember, as I say your name, give your boy one shout. I mean, give your boy one share. At least share share this content in your favorite Cowboys fan group. Man, what's up with you? I got BJ Nix from Star Game. What's up with you? Says Scouts on deck. What's up with you, man? Serious Cowboy fan out to uncover truth. And remember, if you guys are looking for another great show, because I know there's, I know you got your favorite food, but if you can't get your favorite food, you got your next favorite restaurant. You know what I'm saying? You always got to have your one and your two. I'm going to be honest with you. If I can't sit up and listen to my own self talk about the Cowboys, you know who I go to? I go over there to Star Gang, man. It's a really good group. One thing I love about them is there's 3 people on their podcast, so you can always guarantee there's going to be someone speaking on the podcast that agrees with you. One thing I love about them is, I want to be my friend. To be a qualification for be my fan is you got to understand that we ain't always going to agree. And I absolutely love them over there because they 100% believe that too. So it allows everybody to be able to learn, and it also allows everybody to be themselves. Helen, what's up with you, Miss Helen? Miss Helen says, say my name, say my name, say my name. What's up, Miss Helen? I hope there's some Cowboy fans around you. What up with you, Bilal, my boy from Philly? Man, my dude in enemy territory. How you doing? Sylvia, how you doing, Miss Sylvia? Just shared, Miss Sylvia. I appreciate you. Hometown, Waco. We ain't coming out, Texas. What's up with you, man? Delaware in the house. What up with you, man? What my sister used to live in Wilmington. She still got a 305 or 30 something telephone number. Craig, what up with you? PA in the house, and somebody else in enemy territory. What's up with you? Maryland in the house. Hey, man, if you go into that Cowboy game, let me know. Gregory, hey, it just told me right now that Gregory shared. What's up, Gregory? I appreciate you. Gregory, if you have a question on the West Coast, make sure you let me know, because I will do my best to get to answer it. All right, so let's get it. Let's go ahead and get on to this. I don't want to do too much, man. 302, that's what it is, 302. 305 is Dade County. Yeah, that's 302. Yeah, that's her. Darius, Lexington Park. What's up, Wilmington? Oh, you from Wilmington? My sister used to work at at the Home Depot right there. D Money says I'm in DC. Hey, if you in DC and you looking for some other Cowboys to hook up with, make sure you hit my boy D Money, man. And he do a lot of events out there too. Patrice from Memphis, how you doing? Clyde, South Kakalaki. What up with you? Toledo, Ohio. So I know you know my boy John Vay. Drop some news. All right, my boy 956. My boy Roman says West Coast, get to work and drop some news. So I'm gonna get to it right now. So today, there hasn't been really any new news on Ezekiel Elliott that I can really report on. There's a rumor every day, though. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There is a rumor every single day. I try not to report too much on rumors because they can never be validated. So you can report on a rumor, it sounds so legit and it's crisp, and then you have a guy like Mike Fish come out and say the Cowboys never said that. And then you're sitting up here like, damn, I made this whole video for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of stay away from rumors, but some of this stuff, like, you guys got to remember, a lot of this stuff is just kind of like stuff that they've already put out into the media, but they just kind of rehash it and kind of retouch it. I think these negotiations are forever going on. I don't think there's ever a point in these negotiations where they actually have a defined number until they sign it. You know what I'm saying? Until Zeke actually signs whatever it is that he's going to sign. I don't think there's going to be an actual, like a clear number. But something that we did actually get out of today is, well, not even out today, but just, something that we've already known is the Dallas Cowboys are going to enumerate Ezekiel Elliott somewhere. Well, they want to enumerate Ezekiel Elliott somewhere between Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley. Now, I think the reason why I think they believe that is because I think they are under the belief that Todd Gurley got his contract under kind of distress. He got a contract when the Rams were fresh off of, if I'm not mistaken, they were fresh off of, one of their better seasons, and he was their best player. You know what I'm saying? So, and this was also before the McVay era. So, I think, part of that, now that they have McVay and they have a guy who they feel can scheme them up some plays and stuff like that, it kind of devalues, that absolute value of having your best running back and or having your best player. Because when your best player is your best player and you don't have anything to compensate, they're going to get paid like they're the best player. But as soon as other factors come involved that can kind of bring those numbers down, then they're going to use that to devalue. Now, with Ezekiel Elliott, I think, I believe, and I trust and believe, and I do, you believe this too, that Ezekiel Elliott is the best running back in the NFL. But then you will have people bring up factors like the offensive line, or you'll have people bring up factors like Amari Cooper, or you'll have people try to bring up factors like Kellen Moore, like him being able to scheme and get more plays on why, there may not be the need for, the best running back in the NFL, or at least to pay him. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, like, when it's all said and done, man, my boy Jimmy Johnson always used to say this, man, always trust the Joes, you know what I'm saying, over the Joes, the bros and the Joes over scheme. Why? Because the bros and the Joes are the folks who are actually playing in the game every day. Like, you can trust your scheme and you can trust your coaches and the smart, your wittiness to try to feel that that you're the most smarty of all smarts. But I mean, my thing is this, at the end of the day, it can help you win some games, but at the end of the day, man, when you get into them playoffs, man, when you get around that old school football, like, let's just be real. The NFL, all the way up into the first week of the playoffs, is this new age, throw the ball, score 40 points. But guess what? As soon as you get into the playoffs, man, all that changes. And it literally goes back to 1980s football, where you were trying to control the clock and you're trying to run the ball and you're trying to stop them from running. If you don't believe me, go look at the Super Bowl this year. Go look at the Super Bowl. Think about this. In the first round of the playoffs, the Dallas Cowboys, who were a running team, was playing the Seattle Seahawks, who were what? The number one running team in the NFL. So that's what I'd be tripping me out when they be like, oh, West Coast. But you don't look at the historical data, West Coast. I love those guys. Look at the historical data. It shows that you do not need a rushing leader or the rushing champ to win the Super Bowl. And I'm like, yeah, and go look at them same teams and tell me, do they have the best offensive line? They probably don't. So do you need the best offensive line to win the Super Bowl? Probably not. But guess what? We have one. We have a pretty decent one. You know what I'm saying? You can't diminish something just because you have it. And if anything, the Dallas Cowboys, I love my team. But I'm going to just say this, man. If I haven't been successful at something in somebody put the years, I'm not going to put our business on the streets. But if you haven't been successful in the past 20 years, then you can't devalue something and be like, oh, that's the reason why we're not doing it. Like, that's not a realistic assumption. The assumption is this: you got to look at the Dallas Cowboys and look at what the Dallas Cowboys have been able to do. Stop looking into other people's households and telling me what works in their house is going to work in yours. Because it ain't. Why? Because your kids is different. You know what I'm saying? So, Whenever people think about this, I always say, you tell me successful seasons in our history. In our history, since what, 1960 or whatever it is, in our history, where the Dallas Cowboys have been successful without a successful running game. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that kind of irks me the most about the Dallas Cowboys is like, we're not a team that's looking for a successful running team. We have that already. It's just our willingness to want to pay it, the value of it. Do we feel that we can take that facet of our game off the field and still be productive? I believe that we can, but I don't think it will be able to be productive to make it to that next level. And to be honest with you guys, think about this. We've won games. We're past that. Like, we're past winning a divisional title. We're past that. Like, winning a divisional title is fun. I love it. I remember in 2016 when, I forget, it was on a third. I remember we technically won it like on a Thursday or something because somebody else lost in our division. Because I remember I was at work and my boy called me and he was like, bro, they're going to lose. We're going to get the division. And I went running down the hallway. I recorded the whole thing. You can go look at it. But I went running down the hallway screaming and hollering. I was so excited about winning the division. But then the next year came and I was like, 2018 came and I was just like, okay, we won a division. I'm happy for it, but I'm not about to go running down the street streaking because we won a division. Like, at some point of your evolution of a team, you need to start kind of not necessarily expecting this stuff, but that needs to be your short-term goal. You know what I'm saying? So no more participation trophies, man. Without Ezekiel Elliott, man, you put in jeopardy the fact of you even getting a divisional title, let alone a Super Bowl. Because you got to remember, your first goal in your division is to win your division. Why? So you can get that home playoff game. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I kind of went around. I was kind of giving you guys a little backstory on kind of my thoughts on that, so you can kind of understand where I'm going with this. But I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to. I know the Dallas Cowboys are going to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott. I believe and I'm actually under the opinion that it's going to happen sometime this week. And if I had to say an exact date, I don't want to say an exact date because I already know y'all hold me to this. But I have a feeling in my stomach, and it's not gas, I promise. But I have a feeling in my stomach, man, down in the depths of my soul, that he's going to get signed on Friday, man. Like, everything in my opinion is pointing toward Friday. You know what I'm saying? The reason being is because we played Thursday. Winner, you know, I have a feeling that we're going to probably do fairly well against this team because Tampa Bay's not good already. You know what I'm saying? And our backups look way better than theirs. So Jerry's going to be in a really good mood like he is after every win. And I have a feeling that he's going to come out of there. And think about this, man. Friday night, they're going to start cutting this roster down. Well, Thursday night after this game is over, they're going to start cutting this roster down. Why? Because they got 53 people. They have 90 people on this roster right now, and they got to cut, 40, is it 37? 37 of them. You know what I'm saying? So 37 people are going to be no longer Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to have to start deciding who they want for their 53-man roster. So I honestly believe when the Dallas Cowboys are putting that together, it is going to be like so much of a stain on their roster to not be able to be like, yo, who's our starting running back? Okay, let's make one more Hail Mary attempt to try to get Zeke in here before week 1. Why? Because then you have 7 days before we play on that Sunday. No, 7, it'll be Sunday, so you have 9 days before we play that Sunday. So I honestly believe that the Dallas Cowboys are going to try their best to get Zeke signed Thursday night. And I think you're going to hear some rumblings about it Friday-ish, and then I think around like 3 o'clock Friday, because I don't know why the Cowboys do this, but I think about 3 o'clock Friday out there in Texas somewhere, or about 1 o'clock Friday, you know, you're going to get some alert talking about there's about to be a press conference. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And then this drama is going to be over. I think what it's going to end up taking is, remember I told you guys on my video today on Instagram, my boy Chris says Saturday evening into Sunday, I believe he will get contract West Coast. The reason why I don't believe it's going to happen on Sunday is because you got to remember Sunday's an off day if you're not working. And I mean, if you're Jerry Jones, why would you put it off till Sunday if you can get it done Friday? And then the NFL league, because you got to think like this, you want to get it done Friday so that you can get him in practice by Monday. You know what I'm saying? Because Sunday is going to be considered actually, if they play, I can tell you right now, Friday they'll play, so that means they'll have Saturday off. That means they'll report Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really under the impression after thinking that now that they'll try to get it done Friday so that Sunday when he comes in, it'll just start a regular work week. And then literally Zeke has 7 days before he plays. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, he's played the Giants, 6 times in his career? So I definitely believe that defensive front, and this is probably the worst defensive front. Because you got to think like this. When the Dallas Cowboys first drafted Zeke in 2016, that was right after the Giants had just put $250 million. $250 million and $240 million into their defensive line. With Alexander, with Vernon, Snacks Harrison, the other two dudes they put out there. So, this is probably the worst Giants line that he's ever had to run against in his 4 years in the NFL. So I definitely believe that Friday is going to be the day. Get him in here Friday, get him signed. Saturday he can go literally hang out with Dak and all the boys, go have some barbecue, eat some, and then Friday he comes into work like it was a regular work day. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel that there should be any drop off between Ezekiel Elliott and him coming back, is because you got to see it like this, man. Ezekiel Elliott has to come back and he has to be ready. The reason being is because it's not going to Zeke look bad. This is going to make his agent look bad. And you got to think like this: if he's not ready when he comes back, because when Jerry Jones does deals with this client, I forget his name, but when he does deals with this agent again, he's going to remember that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel that they're going to try to get Zeke in here. I just had this feeling, man. I just feeling that they're going to try to get Zeke in here Thursday, Friday morning, get him in here, get him signed. Saturday, he'll literally be off to go do whatever he wants to do in Dallas, go hang out with the boys for a day, and then literally, man, get back at it Sunday like it's a work day. And that's how they do it. He'll just come to work on Sunday and go to work. You know what I'm saying? He can practice Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They'll have a day off before the game, and then he's ready to rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts. What's up with you, my scout, Leah? How you doing? Michael says, do you and Boss do a 53 prediction show? We kind of do. I was thinking about doing one maybe like on Friday, but I don't like cut. I'll probably do one, you know what I'm saying, just off the strength of you guys asking. I'm not really big into stuff like that, but I'll probably do one. I ain't tripping. We could do one Friday morning, maybe. Maybe I'll do it on my Friday morning show. I got you guys. Dwayne, what's up with you, man? I see you got your book today. Dwayne says, lock all respective parties in the room and don't come out until a deal is done. Too many people speaking in both parties' ear. Absolutely, man. That's why I'm not really paying attention to anything that's being said out there right now. Some things that are just being said and just put out there in the media right now. That is literally hard to kind of understand what's really, really going on. That's why, to be honest with you guys, that's why I just told myself that yo, I am not about to even try to do anything. I am not about to try to do anything or try to talk about too much of anything until they actually get a deal done. Because if you don't, man, anything you're talking about is just precautionary. It's just some regular, just rumor stuff, man. And you don't know which way. I think my feed, for whatever reason, cut out, but it just reconnected. So I apologize for that. But for whatever reason, man, it disconnected and reconnected. I apologize for that. But yeah, man, that's kind of my thoughts on Ezekiel Elliott. I'm gonna wait for a couple more of you guys to get back on here. Hey, I apologize for that. It disconnected for whatever reason. So my surprise cuts. This is my surprise cuts. I'm gonna do one surprise cut and one surprise cut on offense and one surprise cut on defense. Now, when I say surprise cut, these are not guys that I believe should be cut. That's not what I'm saying, except for one. But these are guys that I just think, because you got to remember like this, man. Last year, we was all blown away when Dan Bailey got cut in favor of one Brett Maher. So I think the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know what happened, BJ. It just paused or something. It just said it was trying to reconnect, and then it reconnected. But my surprise cut, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not foreshadowing this, but I'm just saying, if I'm looking at the wall, if you had to say West Coast on offense, who is one guy who you could see being cut, possibly who people think are for sure on the team. My guy on offense, honestly, I'm going to keep it real with you, is Dalton Schultz. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say Dalton Schultz is because he's a tight end. First off, we don't even really use the tight end position. You have Jason Witten, who's making $2.5 million this year on a 1-year deal. Then you also have my boy Lucas, number 80, that just came in, who's playing fairly well. And you have my boy Jarwin, who has been not active. I don't know what's the official word on him, if he's ready to go or not. But for the most part, the Dallas Cowboys, we don't really need 4 tight ends. And there was no reason for us to carry 4 tight ends last year. I think the only reason why we even carried 4 tight ends last year is because we were still kind of trying to feel around where we thought we wanted to do with Rico Gathers, and we didn't make a decision on him until this offseason. So I think that's really the only reason why we did it last year. But we do not throw the ball to a tight end enough for us to be warranted to keep 4 tight ends. So if you had to tell me right now, I would honestly think it'd be Dalton Schultz because, man, for a 4th round pick, man, he has not shown enough. And then think about this. The only really time that he did play in this preseason, he freaking missed a block bad. So bad, freaking Jason Witten, not Jason, who mentioned it? I forget who mentioned it, but one of the management mentioned the missed block. And it's like, man, you're a tight end coming out of Stanford. You were supposed to be known for your blocking ability. I just think that's hard for you to be known. That's what I always tell people, like, the worst thing you want to do in the NFL is be known for something coming into college, and then when you get to college, and when you get to the NFL, you're not good at it. You know what I'm saying? And Dalton Schultz was known for being his blocking ability at Stanford. I think that was part of the reason why the Dallas Cowboys picked him in the 4th round. And for him not to be able to do that, I mean, even when he was in there with them backups, man, like, he got Mike White killed on his first play. Just totally just missed the block. Just didn't see him, just missed the block horribly. You know what I'm saying? So, that's, if I had to say right now, who I would try to say is my surprise pick, who it wouldn't be surprised me if this guy was cut, I would definitely say Dalton Schultz. You know what I'm saying? And don't be surprised because the Dallas Cowboys have cut draft picks early before. We cut Ryan Russell. Remember, we drafted Ryan Russell, I think it was 2015. We cut him in training camp in 2016. And I remember I was at training camp the first week. I was at training camp the day he actually got cut. But I was at training camp the couple days leading up to him getting cut. And Ron Marinelli used to cuss that dude out. Like, I ain't never seen a dude get cussed out so much. But, man, Ryan Russell used to get cussed out by Ron Marinelli. But, and then last year we cut Ryan Switzer. You know what I'm saying? Well, we traded him. But, I mean, so not last year, but the year before we did Ryan Switzer. And then last year we did Dan Bailey. So each and every year, someone's gets their walk and pay reason. You'd be like, dang, I didn't see that coming. So this year, my guy who, if I had to be surprised, I would honestly think it's going to be Dalton Schultz. All right, so now on defense. I know you guys, I know some of you guys are saying Noah Brown. I'm going to be honest with you. Noah Brown should be cut. That ain't a surprise to me. The only reason why I think it's even a surprise to you guys is because Noah Brown has been mentioned as a guy that's going to make the 53. So I think that's the only reason why you guys are saying that he should be cut. But Noah Brown, in my opinion, should not be on the Dallas Cowboys. Like, my dude has not practiced in OTAs in 2 years. He didn't play in the San Francisco game last year. Why? Because he was on the PUP list again. And then when he did play, it's so like, man, he is so like, the defense spies on him so much that when he does come in, it almost automatically gives the play away. So in my opinion, Noah Brown getting cut would not be a surprise to me. That's not what I would consider a surprise. That's something I'd be like, yeah, why is he on the team? I don't get it. All right, so let me see. So that's on Noah Brown. Susan said Witten. There's no way they're cutting Jason Witten after he came back. And they had a press conference and everything. There's no way they're gonna cut Jason Witten. Randy says we need to sign Dak, Zeke, and Cooper this week. Quit BSing and make it time. Man, it's time to play some ball. Go Cowboys! You're absolutely right. I rim that cuss. Okay, I never liked Noah even when he was at OSU. Man, when he was at OSU, he had a nasty catch. Y'all remember that catch he made against against Oklahoma, I think. He had a nasty behind the back catch at when he was in high school. Wide receiver number 81 could be cut if he can't. Should be cut if he can't catch the ball. If that's the case, then we should cut Michael Gallup too. See how quickly people forget? Like, if that's the case, we should cut Michael Gallup because Michael Gallup dropped a gang of balls last year and in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's, I don't foresee that happening. You got to see it like this. John V. Johnson still, in my opinion, is one of the best separation guys on our team. Like, he's easily top 3 separation guys. I mean, getting open. Like, flat out getting open. And I'm going to be honest with you, when you're a young guy, you would rather take a young guy who has catching problems than a guy who just flat out can't get open. Because a guy who has horse catching problems, I can just put you on a jug machine. That's a little catching machine, and you can just be on that all day. Yeah, I can just have you on that all day. You know what I'm saying? Get into them hands, get real soft. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't get open, man, you can't get open. It's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, Courtney Granger says, hey, West Coast, I hope I feel it coming. But T. Crawford on DN solid because his contract. No way do we want him to cut at all, but his money is way too high. $15 million. I don't think Tyrone Crawford making type $15 million this year. Let me make sure. I think he's making like 9. Hold up real quick. I'm gonna Google it for you guys. Let's see how much exactly Thomas. Let's see. I can tell you right now how much he make. That's a good name though. And it makes sense too because, you know, he is going to be suspended. We don't know how long, but he is going to be suspended. No, he's only making $7 million this year, and he has $8 million on the next year. I see what you're saying. You're talking about over the entire contract. Yeah, I see what you mean. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My guy for on defense, I actually kind of have 2 guys on defense. My first guy on defense is kind of like an obvious guy, but I think my boy Kayvon Frazier, man. I think it's going to be very hard, not even very hard for Kayvon Frazier to make this team, but I just think that there are safeties that are making plays, man. And you already had Xavier Wood, who's been making plays at practice, and they absolutely love Jeff Heath. So I don't think Jeff Heath's going anywhere. Donovan Wilson should be the starting safety of our future. I don't know if he's this starting safety of this year, but I know for a fact he's a starting safety of our future. You know what I'm saying? So we know he's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I Kayvon Frazier is probably my guy on defense. I actually had another guy that I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to blow the show up too much. But my other guy on defense that I would not be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys cut him, and that is one Sean Lee, man. And I was just kind of looking through. The reason why I would say Sean Lee is because you can't miss something you don't have. And my thing is this: Sean Lee's gonna make about $3.5 million this year. You can cut that and save about almost all of that except for $500,000. Most of his contract is based off of the fact of if he plays anyway. Like right now, his contract is based off of, like, I'll just show it to you. I'll tell you to you. His contract is basically, he has to play between 50% of his games to get an incentive bonus. Then he has another kicker that's at 80% of his bonus, and he has to play 80% of the games of the snaps, and then he'll get a bonus. And then he also has 100% bonus, an 80% bonus with playoff berth, and he gets $500,000. So the Dallas Cowboys, most of his contract is designed off of him actually physically being on the field. It's not even really enumerated off of how well he's going to play. It's more, if you go look at Sean Lee's contract right now, like the gist of his contract tells you that they're more concerned with him being available than him actually being productive. You know what I'm saying? And so since they've already enumerated him in a way that's gonna foretell him to have to actually be on the field, then like I said, like you can't miss something that's not there. And I think this linebacking course played pretty damn good this preseason. Like my boy Joe Thomas has played really, really good. You got your boy, the kid, I forget, out of Nebraska. He got hurt for his first week preseason. But I mean, I don't see why you need Sean Lee. I mean, I would love to have Sean Lee, don't get me wrong. But I mean, I'm actually willing to let Sean Lee walk if you tell me it comes to between Sean Lee and a guy like freaking Kerry Hyder. I'm taking Kerry Hyder over Sean Lee every day and twice on Sunday. I know you guys don't know Kerry Hyder, number 51. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking at who's going to be probably the most productive at their position, there's no way you're going to say that Kerry Hyder is going to be more productive than Jason Witten. That means that Jason Witten is going to be more productive than Kerry Hyder off the simple fact that Kerry Hyder is going to be available. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I'm sorry to kind of break the news to y'all, but I'm not saying he will either, too. But I just feel that, like, if you had to make room on that defense to get, to keep someone else, I mean, shoot, man, I would have no problem cutting Sean Lee. Why? Because right now, man, you can't miss it if you not have it, man. How do you miss it? Sean Lee plays 7 to 8 games for us over the last 3 years. I mean, a seat per season. So what are you missing? You know what I'm saying? And then realistically, we really have, like, if you really look at our scheme, we really only need 2 linebackers. Yes, we do have 3 linebackers on the field, but like the weak side linebacker or the will, like, bro, he only plays like 40% of the defensive snaps. So it's like you can and think about this: you're not replacing Sean Lee, you're really replacing Damian Wilson. Because that's who the will was last year. So you're not replacing Sean Lee. You need to replace Damian Wilson. And can Joe Thomas replace Damian Wilson? Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe he can. So I love Sean Lee, but at the same time, I'm not trying to spend $3 million, man, to have him on the bench with a ticket in his hand. I mean, with a goddamn clipboard in his hand. I'm not trying to do that. So that's kind of like so that's my surprise cut, man. Those are my surprise cut on offense. I told you who was my surprise cut? Who did I tell you guys? Who did I tell you? I already forgot. Dang. Who did I tell you? Who did I tell you? I know on defense it was who? Sean Lee. On offense, Dalton Schultz. All right. My boy Matthew says, do you think Jerks makes the team? Do I think he makes the team, or do I think he makes the 53-man roster? Do I think he makes the team? Yeah. Do I think he makes the 53-man roster? I don't think so. Richard, I know he says strong side, West Coast. Vander Esch is the weak side. They changed the name, man. That's why when I asked Sean Lee, I asked him weak side. They changed the name. It's just depending on the form. It depends on the formation they're in. But all it really matters is if they have 3 linebackers on the field or 2 linebackers. Whatever the name you want to call it. But is he going to be the 3rd linebacker on the field? I don't think. If you have Jalen Smith making 12. Lord forgive me. I forgot he took a team discount. If you have Jalen Smith and Vander Esch on the field, I don't think you have to have Sean Lee. Like, I think Joe Thomas is going to be more than enough to play 40% of your snaps and play well. Okay, Marcus says they should, but won't because he already revoked the deal West Coast and took less money. Right. Frazier. Jamal says Kayvon Frazier. I think Kayvon Frazier is kind of low-hanging fruit. That's why I didn't want to pick him. I wanted to pick players that were kind of like, if Kayvon Frazier get cut, I don't think you guys are going to be like, oh my God. I think you'll be more like, oh my God, if Dalton Schultz, like, that was a wasted pick. I don't think, I'm actually under the impression that Dalton Schultz shouldn't have been drafted. Like, bruh, we had games last year where the tight end didn't even get targets. The whole tight end room. So not even just Jarwin, not even just such and such. The whole entire room did not get a target in the games. That's amazing. That's amazing. Jamal says we play a lot of nickel and we don't need Lee. You're absolutely right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you're not really replacing Sean Lee. You're replacing Damian Wilson, because that's who was actually Damian Wilson. Sean Lee is replacing Damian Wilson. But it's like, I don't need Sean Lee to replace Damian Wilson. I could easily put Joe Thomas out there, and I think you will get pretty good production. Courtney says, I never even liked Schultz at Stanford. I don't know what Will McClay was looking at. Joe says, no way they cut Sean Lee. I mean, tell me why. I mean, I think there was no way we cut Dan Bailey, but we cut him. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And to be honest with you, my thing is this. You're not cutting Sean Lee. You're cutting a player who only plays 7 to 8 games a season. So which is more valuable? A player that can play 16? And I'm not even saying to just go in there and just cut Sean Lee, but I'm saying like this, man. If it comes down to like cutting one of these guys like Chris Covington or a guy like Kerry Hyder, man, I'm cutting Sean Lee for one of those guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm cutting one of those guys. I'm cutting Sean Lee for one of those guys. They seem to hang on to guys like Schultz So they are not waste pick. If someone better there is, cut them. But think about this. They not necessarily, because 2015 we drafted Ryan Russell. 2016 at training camp we cut him. He was a 4th-round pick. 2017 we drafted Ryan Switzer. 17 we drafted him. 18 we traded him. 18. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said Bailey was a bad cut. Will Taco be a surprise cut? Absolutely not. Taco going. Man, they are uber excited about Taco right now. After that game he had on Saturday. Schultz is not very productive. You're absolutely right, man. And Schultz just reminds me of a guy that only gets open when he gets open. Like, when the play is designed for him, yeah, he'll get open. But if you can only get open in the NFL when the play is designed for you, you're not very good. 110 DBs and 4 safeties. Oh, so 10 BBs. Okay, 4 safeties, 6 DBs. Okay, I got you. Susan said, what are we going to do about our kicker? What are we going to do about our kicker? What are we going to do is we're going to sit back, we're going to hope, and we're going to pray that this guy that we got, number one, that he ends up being pretty good, or we're just going to sit back, hope, and pray that Brett Mayer does well. I think the Dallas Cowboys are hoping this year that their kicker isn't so important. He was hella important last year. You want to know why? Because 11 games came down to 6 to less points. 11 games. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a kicker was so damn, like, honestly, like, most teams don't even know who their kicker is. Why? Because he ain't important. You know what I'm saying? Kicker on our team is important. Why? Because 11 games last year under 6 points. You know what I'm saying? So we only played till 18. So with that, we always got to have a good kicker. And do I think the Cowboys are going to re-sign another kicker? Do I think they're going to sign Matt Bryant? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? If they were going to sign him, I would think they would be trying to work him out this weekend so that you could get him available for this Thursday game. I think the Dallas Cowboys are okay. I think they feel okay with Brett Mayer. You know what I'm saying? What up with you, Law Nation? He says, I think I saw a lot of 80, but 86, I think they're going to give him one more year. I mean, I can see it too, man, just because he's a draft pick. And I mean, even though we don't necessarily protect draft picks because we have cut draft picks, think about this. We also cut Bo Scarborough last year. He was a draft pick. And remember, they put all that stuff out. We talked to Nick Saban. Nick Saban said that he's good, Jerry. That means he's good. Yeah, right. He couldn't get 2 yards against the San Francisco 49er preseason team. And 2 weeks later, he cut him. So, my boy Law Nation says kickers are hard to find. They are hard to find, but you know what you do? You just bring 15 of them in. That's what you do. Just bring a new one in every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing about kickers. They're hard to find, but they hella cheap. And also, kicker ain't nothing. Kicker ain't like a wide receiver or a quarterback where they're going to be great for an extended period of time. I don't think that's like that position. You know what I'm saying? Like, most kickers are either great or they're average. Like, if you guys notice that, they're either like the best in the NFL or they're just average. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's just kind of like the wheelhouse for a kicker. Like, I don't think you're going to like find like kickers who are just like right in the middle. Like, even us, like, we either have a really, really good kicker or you're just like below average, like right at average. And even Brett Mayer was 80%. Bruh, if you miss one kick, you're at 79%, 78%. So I think that's just kind of like the thing with kickers, man. Like, kickers, like, you just had better have a whole bunch of friends. You know what I'm saying? Have a Rolodex of them. You know what I'm saying? Have a Rolodex of kickers, just like Rob Marinelli. Like, we know for a fact Rob Marinelli has a black book of defensive line somewhere. Like, he has a little book that every time he opens it, it does this. And he has all these names in there, and he just picks them, and then they come in and they just ball like Antoine Woods. Have y'all seen Pulp Fiction? You know, on Pulp Fiction, whenever they open up the box, it always be like, yeah, like the shininess, or Austin Power, the gold minter. Every time you pull his man, you get the shininess coming out of there. Like, that's what I feel. Like, that's what I feel happens. That's what I feel happens every time that Rob Marinelli goes into his book of defensive linemen. He's like, he goes into this book, and as soon as he does it, like, I'm gonna do this trick with my light real quick. Like, it be all dark, right? And then as soon as he opens the book, it be like, Shoo! And then you hear the song, and then while he turns through the pages, little birds be flying and coming all over his head, and like circling and stuff. Like that's what I think Rob Marinelli has. Because after you done did it like 3 or 4 times, you start wondering, like, Rod, come on, Rod, you know some of these dudes. Like, you ain't magically finding some standout dude every single year. Like, Rob Marinelli is, I know, he even said what he did. Like, if you go and you watch the interview with Rob Marinelli that he did about Tristan Hill, he actually explains his process. And what he said is, he said every draft, he takes about 10 guys that he likes. He finds about 10 guys in the draft that he likes. And out of those 10 guys, he writes about 5 or 6 of those guys every single draft, and he keeps in touch with them. He writes, he keeps in touch with them. He texts them and sees how they're doing. No matter where they're playing, he keeps in touch with them. And then what happens is, I think, as soon as something goes down, I think Rob be like, hey, what's up with you, Woods? What's up with you, man? Hey, man, I know you said you was going to be busy next Thursday, but you wanna come on down to Dallas? I got a little spot for you. That's what I think it is. Like, that's what I think Rob Marinelli does. And I think you need to have a Rolodex of kickers. Like, I think you need to have a Rolodex of just a list of just kickers, or you can just be like rolling through it like, nah. Call him, Jerry. Okay. Nah. Call him too. That's what you need. Like, with kickers, like, you need to always be on top, because kicker is just one of those positions, man. It's just one of those positions. Like, it's one of those positions. And to be honest with you, I believe you'll always have an injury or some type of injuries when it comes to kickers, because you got to see it like this. Kicker is the only position where you are using the only muscle over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the only position that you're using the exact muscle over and over and over and over. So imagine if you just only chewed on one side of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually those muscles are going to get weakened. So I think that's also the issue that kickers are in too, is that they always have hamstring problems. Always. Probably because they're always swinging their leg too. Probably has something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And then when they do get hit, they're getting hit with their leg up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a weird stuff to be in. You know what I'm saying? But I think you should have you a Rolodex of kickers. Why? Because, man, you can bring in a kicker every week if you really wanted to. I think Matt Bryant would be great, but I think Matt Bryant will be just like like Money May. Like, remember, we loved Money May when he was kicking them 56-yard field goals in the preseason against the Texans. We loved him until he missed one. You know what I'm saying? Like, until he missed one. And then he missed another one. And then he missed a 36 and made a 56. And we was all confused. We was like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So that's just how kickers are, man. Like, you love them until you don't. You know what I'm saying? Look, kickers are like trust. Like, I trust you as far as I can see you. Is that trust? No, that's not. You know what I'm saying? So I just think the Dallas Cowboys just need to have a better, I guess you would say a better pipeline of kickers. You know what I'm saying? Because Matt Bryant might be good until he missed one. And then when he missed one, we're going to look, hey, man, get Mayer back in here. You know what I'm saying? That's just how kickers are, man. I think Dan Bailey was like the only kicker to make it out of that, where Dan could literally miss a kick and people would be like, it's with Dan Bailey. But Dan didn't miss too many kicks either, but he did after he got hurt. Dan started missing kicks after he got hurt, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the Cowboys need to do a better job of having a better pipeline of them. Joe Trenchino, what up with your main? That's a very important position. What position what you talking about? I mean, the kicker is a very important position for us. It is, because we had 11 games last year that were decided by 6 or less points. That's 3 field goals. That's exactly that's 2 field goals. You know what I'm saying? And then think about this. You had the Washington game where we lost that game by a field goal. You know what I'm saying? So, the Dallas Cowboys, our kicker has to be able to kick. That's why I just think, man, when they stop messing up, like, shoot, man, you get more. It reminds me of that episode of Full House. When I was a kid, I used to watch Full House a lot. And I remember when they bought the little girl, the damn fish, the goldfish, and the goldfish died. And they tore the whole house up. DJ was running crazy. Everybody was going crazy because this fish died. And then I remember the dad went and bought her a new fish. The uncle went and bought her a new fish. And then they were like, bro, like, did you get another fish just in case? Like, and he opened up the cabinet and he had probably 12 containers. And it was each container had one goldfish that looked exactly like the one he gave her. And he's like, bro, if it dies, we got you covered. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the perspective that the Dallas Cowboys need to be in. Have a kicker on demand. And guess what? If it don't work out, hey, man, hey, bro, don't even worry about getting, Hey, you know how I told you was taking the team plane back to Dallas? Well, this is what we're going to do. To save money, we're going to put you on Southwest. And you can go wherever you want to go. He going to be like, is you cutting me? No. We're just kidding you. Yes, we are kidding you. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would do my kickers. Like, for real. Like, you would literally get a plane to the game, and you would have a one-way ticket wherever your next destination is. You know what I'm saying? Your only job is to kick. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Craig says, how is Martin's back doing? Lord, baby Jesus, when the manger, swaddled up in clothes, ready for Christmas. Heal Zach Martin's back. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Man, I remember I got these at the Arizona. 2017. I got these doves from him at the Arizona game. These are game issue. My boy's Zach. So, these are the games he wore in that Monday night game. So I'm definitely rooting for him to get out there and get this thing going, because Zeke back or not, our offensive line is going to look different without Zach Martin. And I'm going to tell you right now, Zeke can compensate for a lot, but you can't compensate for Zach Martin. If you don't believe me, go look at that damn Indianapolis Colts game. Like, that game was different without Zach Martin in it. So that is actually, like, to be honest with you, no Zach Martin, no Zeke first week. I'm not trying to hear that. No. One of them dudes have to play. Aaron says the whole O-line is starting to stack up injuries. They are, but I also think some of them dudes is pushing them injuries a little longer because they don't want to play in the preseason. Aaron says, West Coast, are you worried about O-line this year with Smith being out and again for the back and Collins, Toe, and Frederick's return? I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you guys really want to know who our defenses play really, really well on all facets, but our offensive line, when you get past the starters, is not good. They're not good, man. Like, if you go look at NFL Game Pass, man, go look at the last drive. Go look at Dak's first drive. He gets pressure on, they had 9 plays on the first drive. He gets pressure on 6. Then he had 12 entire plays on the entire series that he did. He gets pressure even on the touchdown. The touchdown was a broken play. Like, it was the touchdown that he got was a broken play. Whole line, think about this. The 3 plays leading up to the touchdowns were all broken plays. One play, Tony P got blew up in the backfield by Watt. The other play, we got stopped on the other end. And then on the next play, Dak got the line got killed again, and Dak, doing all the lucky stuff that he do, found a way to get that touchdown to Michael Gallup. So yes, West Coast is concerned about our offensive line, and I'm concerned about those Cowboy fans that make statements like this. If we can put that person behind this offensive line, if we can put Tony P behind that offensive line, when I hear people confidently saying stuff like that, it scares me, because them is the same folks that be trying to tell me they watch film. And I be like, if you watch film, there's no way in hell you sitting up here telling me that you feel confident about our offensive line. Not at all. Like, not at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think tomorrow, that's probably going to be one of my biggest points. Backup offensive line, play better. Flat out, play better. You know what I'm saying? Michael says they're French guys. I don't know. Whenever I think of people that have more money than me, I always think they have accents. I don't know what it is. Like, when I do Jared, I don't know. I don't. It's just something I do. Michael says Rush seems to have more time this game, but could have been bad D on the other side. Rush has actually played decent. Like, he's played decent. He's played as well as I think a backup is going to play. If you go look at week 1, the very first game, which is, I think, the worst game since 49ers, he moved the ball. Like, he moved the ball down the field. He was actually the only quarterback that really moved the ball down the field. The only problem is nobody could score. But, I mean, Rush has moved the ball. He just had the same problems Dak got, and that's what getting it in the end zone. But, I mean, both of them seemed like they were able to figure it out on Thursday. Richard says, my concern is Connor Williams. My concern is the guard position, period. Because if Zach Martin's not healthy, that means Xavier Sulafule is going to have to be beside there. That also lets me know that if Travis Frederick is going to... I don't want Travis Frederick coming back and then having 2 replacements on the side of him. I'm not saying Connor Williams is a replacement, but until I see improvement from last year, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want Travis Fredericks coming back and having to deal with that. So, Lord, please let Zach Martin be ready. Aaron says takeaways will be clear. This will be key this year. You're absolutely correct. As of right now, our defense has had 3 straight games with a turnover, with an interception, and we've had 2 straight games with multiple turnovers. So this defense is definitely making moves. And I'm going to be honest with you, if you're a defensive player, I think turnovers is like the only real clear way that you know that you can make this team. Like Donovan Wilson, and I appreciate you guys watching the video. I got his mom's blessing on the video, man. She loved it. That was dope, man. I'm finding a lot of players, man. A lot of players like mothers and sisters and cousins and brothers be watching the show. So shout out whatever it is that we putting out there. I appreciate them for supporting. But yeah, man, like Donovan Wilson said at the end of my video, he's like, I had to get that interception. I needed that interception. And I just felt like he knows that these guys feel that, yo, you get interceptions, you win the crowd. You win the crowd, you keep your job. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think these guys are at. Jesse says, did they sign Zeke today? No. No, they haven't. All right. Let me see what I got on YouTube. Do you have? Hold up real quick. Let me see what y'all talking about on YouTube. All right. Bobby McClain says, I really like Lucas, number 80. I like him too. Hitter DC says, tight end number 80 is looking good. Do you think he has a chance of making the team? Honestly, he should have a chance to make the team. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he just got outright cut. I'm just being honest with you because, like, it always happens every year, man. Some guy stands out and then they cut him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, that's why I said, man, like, I'm preparing myself to make some strong cuts so that we can keep guys like number 80 who's balling and to keep guys like Kerry Hyder who's balling. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my take on that. Susan says sacks needs to be key also. You're absolutely right. Richard says great point, West Coast. Appreciate you. Hey, man, so I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow about 12:30 on the Texas time. 12 on the Texas time and 10 a.m. on the California time, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys already know what it is, man. Never look down because the star is up. Peace.